Plaintiff Tatiana Jenkins, a professional model, is suing the defendant for ruining a sexy calendar she hired him to print for a party she planned to host during Lesbian Pride weekend. Defendant William Tucker Jr. says Tatiana is not a model, but a stripper, and she didn't give him enough time to finish the job.
All right, we have the case of Tatiana Jenkins against William Tucker. Tatiana is suing William for printing services, a deposit on a party venue, and court costs. Tatiana, what's this case about?
I'm a model and a party promoter. I've been doing it for about 2 years.
She hasn't even finished the first sentence.
She's a stripper just like her mom.
So what?
Your Honor,
Why
that's
do men
not
always
true.
trash women right away, okay? Let's start all over again. This is a case of Tatiana against William. Tatiana, what's the case about?
Like I said, I'm a model and a party promoter. I don't strip. I've never stripped a day in my life.
Have you seen her strip? Yes or no?
No.
Fast. Okay.
Okay, I do various events, parties throughout Chicago and other cities as well. I was trying to do a calendar release party in Miami for Pride weekend. I know the defendant.
For what weekend?
It's Memorial Day Pride weekend.
Pride?
Lesbian Pride weekend.
Lesbian Pride.
Mm-hmm. I met the defendant through my mother, and basically I used his services last year for a party that I did.
What are his services?
He printed my flyers for a birthday party that I did last year.
So he printed stuff for you in the past? Mm-hmm. Were you happy with that?
Yes, I was very happy about the job that I received before. So when I wanted to get these calendars printed, I contacted him because I remembered that he did such a good job in the past.
Which was at the very last minute, Your Honor.
Well, congratulations.
Minute.
She was happy with the work that you did.
I understand.
So she's paying you a compliment.
Okay.
I contacted him on May 9th to discuss the details of the release party that I was trying to have, as well as the deadline that I needed the calendars done by and the budget. And he told me that normally he does charge a lot more for what I wanted, but since I had used his services before, he lowered the price for me and he charged me $14.75. But he also requested that I pay him a full payment right then and there because it was a rush job.
Okay, let me ask you this, Tatiana, did you have a contract with the defendant?
Yes, I have a receipt with the price and the date that the calendars were supposed to be done by.
Okay, and did you pay him the $1,475?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
So she gives you the date that she wants the calendar done by. She's going to have a calendar party or a launch party for a particular weekend, Lesbian Pride weekend, a Memorial Day weekend?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you've done business for her in the past. She trusts you. She pays you in full. Why are we here?
Because he didn't finish the calendars on the date that they were supposed to be finished.
Well, let's see the receipt. Let's see what you've got.
There's 2 receipts. The first receipt, he had the wrong date on it.
The due date, May 16th.
But that was the wrong date. It was supposed to be the 15th. So on the following
next page,
receipt,
it says the 15th.
Exactly. It's the correct date.
All right, so everything's okay here. All right, Tatiana signs it.
I wanted 250 copies.
250 copies. It can't be clearer.
She requested at least half of the calendars because she was going out, like she stated, she was going out of town. If I could get at least half of them, that should be okay. Your Honor. That's what she stated.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Hold on, Tatiana. So what you're saying is the due date is 5/16. Does she want half on 5/16?
She wanted half the calendars, Your Honor.
On 5/16.
That's correct.
Not for nothing, but that's not what this contract says. And when you have a contract, you are limited to the 4 corners of the contract. You can't say that we verbally amended the contract, that she really only wanted half. You're stuck with this, okay? What else?
I received 70 calendars. Well,
70 out of 250.
He never even shipped the calendars to me. He was supposed to be done with the calendars Thursday, May 15th.
Right.
On Thursday, May 15th, I called. He never returned any of my calls. So I asked my mom, because she was former friends with him, to try to get in contact with him. She texted him, she called him. At first, he didn't call or text back until the next day, which was May 16th, Friday, the day that I was leaving to go out of town to Miami. He finally texts back at 7:05 a.m., which I have what he texts. It states, the calendars are not ready yet. They will be ready today. I'll call you when I get them in my hands. I don't know the exact time, but it will be early. Thank you.
This is a text from the defendant to you?
To my mom's
phone. To your
mom. Mm-hmm. That he sent.
Did you send that text to the mom?
Yeah, I did send a text.
Okay. All right, let me see a copy of that text message. All right. So, William, this corroborates the contract.
Well, Your Honor, there's no guarantee in the printing business that you're going to get your product on that exact date. Even though, no, it's not. Even though I put that date, it's a roundabout date. It's not, it doesn't guarantee.
Jimmy, show the defendant this piece of paper. Where does it say around about May 16th? I got that one, huh?
Plaintiff Tatiana Jenkins is suing the defendant, William Tucker Jr., for not completing 250 calendars for a release party she was hosting during Lesbian Pride weekend.
So what happens, okay, at the end of the day on the 16th?
He told me that he has a service with FedEx, that he could get them shipped to me.
She chose to have her person come out to the store
because
to
they
pick
weren't
the
finished.
calendars up.
I don't
because
blame
she
her.
was,
I'm
because
not
they weren't
trusting
finished.
you already.
Because they
She's
weren't
got to
finished.
get those calendars.
Exactly, and that's what my ex did.
Your ex?
Yes, that's my ex.
This person?
Mm-hmm. That's my ex.
Come on
she
up.
had to go
What's your
to
name?
his shop to pick up the
Well,
calendars.
let her tell me what she did. What's your
My name
name?
is Marquita Bush, Your Honor.
What do you know about this?
Actually, I was the one that handled the business for her when she went to Miami because he wasn't returning any other phone calls and he didn't have the calendars ready and he didn't have them shipped out. I actually had to drive all the way out to Hazelcrest at his printing location because he didn't
And what'd you
contact me.
pick up?
I picked up the calendars, but it wasn't, actually there was like 70 calendars.
All right, and what am I seeing right here? What
Those are the
these?
70 calendars that were in the box that she
Those
picked
are the
up.
70 that he gave to you on what day is this now?
At
May 16th.
7:30 night. In the nighttime.
All right, Jimmy, let me see
they
the
have the
calendar.
count incorrect.
Hold on, William.
This one.
Aren't they all the
This
same?
one. This
No.
one. Well, some of them have double covers, double backs. Like this one has, well, you can show her. That one has 2 covers, 2 backs.
Are they supposed to have double covers?
Definitely not, Your Honor. They're supposed to have 1 cover and 1 back.
Oh, William,
Your Honor,
you got the same cover twice.
I understand, Your Honor. You know what? From the very beginning, Your Honor, this was a very rushed job. When they originally came to me, they said that they had all this stuff prepared and ready to go, and it wasn't. All this information was coming from Africa. They had wrong bleeds on it.
Africa.
Did she give you the
Wherever.
layout? William, did she give you the layout?
The layout was incorrect. I had to fix it.
What'd
You
you have
fixed
to
the
fix?
layout.
I had to change the colors on it.
That's not true,
because
Your
the
Honor.
colors were all pigmented, yellowish, coming out of the colors, Your Honor. I had to fix
Well,
that.
that was nice of you to change the colors. You
I
could
had
have
to do
gotten
the
the right
bleeds.
number of covers on the thing.
There might have been a calendar or two, Your Honor, that was, had mistakes in it, but it was all because of trying to rush and meet the deadline.
So it's her fault that you
No,
were
it's
late
not.
with the calendars because the pigment was wrong.
Well, I had to fix the calendar.
Okay, what about?
Did you call her and tell her you had to fix the calendar?
She knew. She was right there with me.
Your Honor,
Did
This
he
has
tell you
nothing
anything
to
about
do-
things he had to do to change the calendar?
No,
Sit
he
down.
never mentioned that.
Thank you.
But this has nothing to do with the coloring of the calendar. This is definitely, look at the page of this. It's all wrinkled. This
It is
is what
wrinkled.
he gave me.
I can
This
see
has
it.
nothing to do with changing the color
All
to
right.
a picture.
All right, so the next day, FedEx delivers 70.
Saturday
And what are you
morning.
doing on Saturday? Are you hounding him trying to get the rest of them, or what are you doing?
No,
Actually, they told me not to contact them anymore. They were just going to take it to court.
From that point on, he told us that there was nothing he could do but give me $300 back.
300 out of the 1475?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, what about the party?
The party, well, I have a reputation to uphold. There was no way that I was going to sit here and give these calendars to people with 2 covers or the pages looking the way that they do, the punch holes missing, I couldn't give this out. So I couldn't have the release party. It resulted in not
you
having
canceled the party?
I had to cancel the party, Your
And
Honor.
what did that cost you?
I couldn't get my deposit back, which was $1,000. I couldn't get that back. That was
Well, how did you get in
non-refundable.
touch with everybody to cancel the party?
The models, we all were at the same hotel, and then the club was in Miami. I was in Miami. I contacted the promoter and let him know what happened, what was going on with the calendars, that I didn't have calendars. I couldn't have a calendar release party with no calendars.
All right,
That's
let
out.
me see the receipt for the party venue. Okay. Sweet Dreams calendar release party. All right, William, what do you have to say for yourself?
Your Honor, I took on this job knowing that it was going to be a very difficult job. And I had to put in a lot of work, and it was a short span of time. Matter of fact, They came on Monday because they wanted to see a proof of how the calendar was going to look. I gave her a proof of how the layout was supposed to be done with the calendar. So that means I had 3 days to put together a calendar, which when she told me that she had this work, it was all put together. That means that I have to go fix pictures, put the calendar together, print it, and it takes time. It doesn't take 3 days. If it was so important for her
call her and say to her, I'm having trouble with this?
Absolutely. She knew it. She sat down in my
He never
store
once called
for
me
4.5 hours.
To me anything
getting
that was a
emails
problem.
from the guy.
When he showed me this is the sample that he showed me Monday of what the calendars were supposed to look like. And as you can see, I noted on here everything that was wrong. There's a month in here that's upside down. I said, I hope the calendars aren't going to look like this.
You left out.
There's a blank page.
That's supposed to be blank. That's
no,
her.
it's not.
How did you have a blank page in a in a book like this?
Your Honor, it was backwards. But
it's backwards, doubled, and blank.
Defendant William Tucker Jr. admits the calendars he produced were not perfect, but says the plaintiff didn't allow him enough time to do the job the way she wanted it done.
You want to tell me anything else, William?
I was not given enough time frame. If it was so important to her, why would she come a week before a calendar release party?
Okay. But you see, that's not for you to question. She came to you because you did good work for her in the past. All right? She came to you and basically said time is of the essence. This is a contract where she enters into it on the 9th and she says the due date is the 15th. You don't get them done. You don't get them done in an appropriate manner. These things are absolutely a mess. Even more than that, she enters into a contract for a calendar release party. That means she's out $1,000 because she had to cancel the party because she only got 70 messed up calendars instead of 250 good calendars. She cancels the party because she doesn't have a calendar to give him. Therefore, my verdict is on behalf of the plaintiff, $1,475 for the calendars that you messed up and you didn't deliver on time, and the deposit on the party venue. I'm going to split it in half because you're not really liable for consequential damages unless you enter into the contract in bad faith. I don't know if you did or didn't. I don't know if you thought you were going to rip her off, but I'm going to give her $500 off of that $1,000. So as far as I'm concerned, you owe her $1,975 and do not enter into a contract unless you can deliver because these are real and courts honor them. That's my verdict.